Hi everyone, it's BDevine here again, and welcome to another episode of frequently asked questions about the angels and archangels. And one of the biggest questions that people ask me all the time, and I actually find myself doing a lot, is asking, where the heck are the angels? Okay, now, that just means that, you're in this terrible situation and you're like, okay, so where were my angels then? Where were they protecting me when I've, been abused, hurt, when I was small and, was abused, when I get hurt in relationships? Where were they when I was, losing my animal, my animal was dying? Where were they then? Where were they when, helping me with my mom and helping me with grief and all of these areas of our life? Like, all of us will ask, well, where are they? Why can't they do something? Why can't they help me? What is going on? And let me tell you, they are always there. And even though we may wonder where the heck they are always there. The thing is, an angel cannot change your life purpose and the life that you've set out for yourself. They can't do that. They can only help you and guide you through, and actually help when things bad are happening to you. They help you cope through because they see that you were very, very smart before you came into this earth now, this time on earth now. Before you came in, you said to yourself, right, I need to do these certain things. These are the things that I've always failed with in past lives and all of that. So, right, I'm going to do all of these things in this lifetime. And, the angels would have said to you, well, what are you thinking? That is going to be really, really hard. It's easy now while you're in spirit to say, okay, I'm going to complete all of these missions. But it's going to be really, really hard, what are you doing? And, you said, I am going to do this anyway. This is what I need to pass. I need to get through these things. I'm going to allow these people, in other words, the nasty people in your life, I'm going to allow them to finish their karma or, do their soul journey as well through me. So that means that, they're going to hurt me and do all of these things to me. And I'm going to allow that so that they can clear that karma, and I can move forward in my life journey as well, because those lessons are relevant to my life journey. So all of the things that happen to you in your lifetime, everything that's ever taken place, has a plan behind it, has a higher reasoning behind it. So while we feel like we've been totally abandoned by the angels, totally left behind, that there are no miracles, that there's nothing good that ever happens to us, we don't understand why we are abused as children, while we're brought into families where everybody hates us, where we have to deal with separation from our children, where we have to deal with burying our children, where we have to have extreme poverty, and where there's all these people in the world that are just, being killed needlessly. Why all these things are happening? Why? And now we know that it is all part of a larger plan. It is all part of your soul journey and what you wanted to really get through on this lifetime. There are some people that come in and they play the role of a villain. They play that bad role, not realizing that's exactly what it is. For you, this is an agreement. Everything that is happening to you in your life is an agreement. And, sometimes, like, for example, with my youngest son, it has been horrific over the last few days for me in my life. And I've been going through this, court case where there is alienation going on, and any parent who has suffered alienation from another parent and their children would know what I'm talking about. If you want to know more about this subject, I will gladly talk about it with you guys, but just for now, let's just say that your child who you've always loved, always had a good relationship with, suddenly, and almost immediately actually, hates your guts. So you don't understand what that is, because you've done everything you can think of. And, then you have this situation come up in your life. So you know, whilst that's going on, you're wondering, well, what is this? Why am I being punished? Where are the angels helping me? You know, why aren't they making some sort of resolution in this? But they are. They're all working behind the scenes to help you. It just feels like you're not getting anywhere, because how do we know that, say, for example, the child, and in this case, my son, hasn't worked out a situation with his own dad where they are going to work out karma together. They are going to need this part of their life in order for a big change to occur later on. So, unless my son goes through everything that he's going through in his lifetime now, and all this hate and anger and all the things that he's going through, and until he goes through that and gets through it, he may not be where he needs to be in his soul journey. And in fact, you know, some people give up, and you know, we know about suicides and all those sorts of things. I don't believe that anybody committing suicide is actually part of the plan, even though it helps a lot of people in the long run, because we all learn from this and we treat each other better and all that sort of thing. I don't believe that's actually part of the plan. So with suicides, I feel that there is a lot of healing that goes on afterwards, but they come right back in to earth to go into another set of circumstances where they have to overcome those challenges. The most thing that I find with people in any of their life purposes and past lives, when they've come over from the past life and they're in the world of spirit and they're looking back on the life that they've had, they each say, you know, the purpose of that life was to love everything. The purpose of that life was love. And, you know, some people say it's being a loner, like being alone, learning how to be alone, being a fighter, learning how to, you know, fight your way through things, being an activator. There's all different types of life themes, and each one of us would have gone through pretty much all of those things. And, you know, but the main focus is this love connection, because once you have that, then everything makes sense in your life and nothing really bothers you like it would. So oftentimes people say to me, you know, those people that know my full history, you know, where it's been one abuse, assault, you know, nightmare after another, after another, after another. Those people that know that history look at me and say, well, why aren't you in the fetal position sucking your thumb in the corner, you know? But I can't. Something inside of me, even when I was young, has always just strived and thought, okay, this is happening, but there's people that have it worse, and I'm going to do this. And this is even when I was little. I fought my way through a lot of abuse, and you know, no one believing the abuse, and you know, family members just kicking me out and all that sort of thing, and you know, hating you, and you know, you go through your whole life trying to prove to them that you were telling the truth, and just ridiculousness, which I don't do anymore. And you know, you have all this going on, and so you wonder where your support is. But the thing is, if you hadn't have gone through the things that you went through, then you wouldn't have allowed those other people who you had an agreement with, unbeknownst to you. Of course, you don't realise it while you're living, but you've had an agreement with these other people to help them get through their karma in life and get past different obstacles that they have laid for themselves. So it's never a punishment to you. And believe me, the angels are holding that energy of what you have asked for, what you have requested. Now, they always know that you can at any time, you know, release and surrender and say to them, look, I really don't understand my life path. I don't understand all of these things that have been happening to me throughout my life. I don't understand why I get hurt in relationships, I get hurt with my children or whatever it is. I don't understand my illness. I don't understand what's going on with my body. I don't understand why I have massive backaches all the time. Can you please show me why? And when this happens, you actually will, and when you really do surrender, you actually will go through a series of healing phases. And I say healing phases because at first you're just ignoring what's going on, and you get a flu or you get a cold or something, and you're like, see, now I'm getting a cold on top of everything else. So you go through these phases where you've actually got to work out, okay, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me, for what I wanted in my life. I need to if you've got back problems and all of that, and I know I have just completely healed a massive back problem that I had for 13 years. I knew that as soon as I went to the doctor, she was going to say, we have to operate and get all that out of your back. I knew she was going to say that, and I'm like, I don't want that. I felt old. I felt like, I was getting out of bed, and for a good hour or so, when I got out of bed, I would spend trying to stretch and manipulate my back in a ridiculous way just so that I could walk. Then when I sat down in my chair, like just sitting down in my chair to work, I noticed I was going like, moving around and trying to get myself comfortable. I would try back massages. I would try all these stupid things. But I realized that even with the healing with the angels, they would try to help me. They would try to put this healing energy there and all of those sorts of things. And I would focus back on the problem that was causing the backache. So when I finally got to the bottom of the problem, which is that I felt responsible for everybody, I felt responsible for everything that's ever happened to everybody, and that's even with divine miracles and all the things. I've felt responsible for everything and put this enormous strain on my back over these last years, that no wonder it was just about, going to snap into two. But it wasn't until I accepted that I didn't need to do that anymore, like completely stopped that process, not just for a little while, but completely got rid of it, completely released it. And it will be different for everybody, but completely just letting go of all that stuff and going, God, it's okay to just be yourself. You don't have to be responsible for every little thing that happens to every single person around the globe. It's not your fault. And when I stopped this blaming game, I slept, and I slept really well, and I woke up and I got out of bed, and then I'm like, oh my God, my back doesn't hurt. I thought, oh well, maybe I've had a good night's sleep, but it hasn't hurt since. And that was about 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I'm talking, this was a chronic back pain. This was chronic. And as I said, the angels would soften it all, and what they were trying to get me to do was admit to myself what I was doing, and it meant that you would have to go back through the deep layers of who you are, you see. A lot of us don't want to do that. So when you're asking where the heck are the angels, ask to yourself, okay, they're already here, they're doing their job. I'm going to get through this. There is a reason behind everything that's going on. I do not have to feel responsible for every single person and what they're thinking and feeling and how they're acting and how they're reacting to things. I don't have to care about what my parents did when I was a kid and how they live their life now. That's their problem. I don't have to worry about people who don't like me because they're missing out on an awesome time. There's all those sorts of things. You just have to keep going. Because you gave yourself an almighty task, and that is to reach this spirituality, to reach this happiness, to accept the help that is available, but to not feel that everything that happens to you is a curse against you, or every injury that you have is, oh my God, where were the angels when that was going on? I mean, that's just ridiculous. They can't they can't make anything happen to you first without your consent, or not anything that is not in your life plan. They just can't, do that. They can't interfere in your life in that way. They can't help you win the lottery if you never get off the couch and actually purchase a ticket. There's just the people that want to lose weight, and yet they're like, oh, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, and they never do anything to change it, or they might start something and then give up, but they're not listening to what their body wants. So the angels are giving you the information that you need for every little thing that's going on in your life and how to cope with that. But you've actually got to do it. You need to take the step forward. And, that is how the miracles occur. When your energy is moving forward, you're working with the angels' energy, that's when this big miracle happens in your life. So please, everybody, I wanted to be sure, because I wanted you all to know that, there is nothing in my life that has ever been easy, no matter what has happened. Every step of the way has been difficult, although I have had some wonderful, miraculous moments in between, and you know, I'm growing all the time. But even for myself, right now in this moment, you know, I've come so far in my life. I know where I'm heading. I know what my goals are. I know what I'm going to achieve in this life, and all of that, and it's a feeling within myself. However, there are things that I don't know, and that relates to other people, you know, other people that are affecting my life. I don't know what they're going to do. I can only see them in the greatest light. So I can only see them in their happiness, you know, and getting things right and believing that everything will work out for them. But they need to also do this. They need to go through what they're going through at the moment and work things out for themselves. And in some cases, you know, you may not ever work out why you were actually even born into the same family as what you have at the moment. And in some cases, in past lives, there have been, you know, people that had, like, say for example, someone murdered somebody in a past life, and they'll come in this life as parent and child, and you're like, you know, that's why you can't sort of get along with them, or you feel this odd sense of trying to help them or something like that. So there are all kinds of reasons why we are where we are in the world, and you know, we need to just give ourselves a bloody break and just do stuff for ourselves, you know, feel like an individual, like feel for once that you matter as much as what you think everybody else matters, you know, in the world or in your life. And there are so many of us that go around and will, you know, like we put status things up on Facebook and we say, look, I'm really worried about this, that and the other, you know, can someone please send healing light to the person that I'm worried about? And it's like, why don't you just imagine that person already in a healed reality and then move yourself away from it? We are super sensitive. We are going to be picking up energies from everywhere. If you don't look after yourself, you're going to get very, very worn out. You're going to get very, very confused. You're going to feel like you don't know what's going on anymore, because you're picking up all of this heavy static energy from everywhere that you go. And children of today, like, you know, from newborns right up until 20 years old, are still children to me. You know, all of them are even more sensitive than we are, like even more, and no one's taught them about this. I mean, unless they're in homes where we've been the parents and we've been able to do that. They don't know what they're feeling. They don't know what's going on. All they know is that they're angry, and perhaps more angry than they would be, or they're sad, and it would be on a dramatic level. Everything's on the most dramatic level. We need to get them some crystals and teach them about shielding themselves and loving themselves completely, and you know, shielding people in this light, focusing on the light and the best qualities in everybody. And that is how you get through. That is the only way that we're going to get through. So the angels are with you. I know they may not feel like they are, and all of that sort of thing. Where are they? What are they doing? Please know that you knew what you were doing before you came to earth. You knew what your life plan was, and you asked these angels. You told them. You gave them jobs, and these were the jobs to hold this energy of where you want to go, and hold that energy and try to help you to get there. So there is a higher reasoning behind every little obstacle in our life, and things can pass in the blink of an eye, and we've seen that before. And those people that are dying in these, you know, things that are going on around the world, and the mass killings and all these things, are doing it for a reason. They came in with that intention, like that would happen to them, and they would then be able to help the most people. Those people are brave, brave souls. We don't understand why someone would choose that, but they are really doing that for the betterment of everybody. You know, and then they've finished their goals, and they can stay in spirit and you know, teach others that are coming through, and all those sorts of things. So I do hope that helps somebody out there who may feel like there's nothing for them and there's nobody there and all of this. We have an entourage of support. Get in touch with your higher self, which is even higher than anything else we can imagine. Always connected to God, and which is the source of everything, the source of all knowledge, the source of all wisdom, the source of all energy, every single thing that we can think of. It's there, and we're always attached to it. We just need to open up to that. That is where the real healing will begin in your life, when you integrate these higher qualities into your life and bring them down, and focus on, you know, releasing these thought patterns that you have and changing them. And so even when things are really, really difficult, you know that there is a reason behind it, and you're going to get through it, and you're going to be better for it. And what goes up comes down, what goes down must go up. You know, it's going to get better for each of us, and in 10 years' time we're going to look back and go, my God, that's why everything had to happen like that, and that's why I am where I am today. So I thank you guys for listening. I hope this helps somebody out there. I know there are some people that will go, oh, that's just, you know, rubbish, whatever. But maybe one day you'll understand what this video means. And, you know, I hope that whoever's listening has needed to listen to this message today. And I'll keep going. There'll be more videos coming, don't worry. And I also have my Divine Healing channel, which has been lonely, and I haven't put much videos on there for a while. I'm also working on another fun project. I've finished my book. My book's going to be coming out as soon as they let me know. I'll write some more free books for you to keep you going. I've also been on my Facebook page. I put a picture up, and it's infused with healing energy. So all you need to do is you can keep that on your computer if you like, and whenever you feel like you need to pick up, you just look at that. You accept the healing energy from the angels, and you'll start feeling, you know, changes going on within you, which lead you to the goal that you're looking for. Now I'm trying to think of something else. Okay, so that's it for now. I know that was a long one, and please remember that I do keep a book about all of your questions and things like that, so that we can just keep going through that. And so make sure if you want a question, you leave it down below, and don't forget to download your free books. And so until the next video, it's goodbye from me. Bye everyone.